You are tuned in to Kids
in the Pit.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids in the Pit podcast. Today I'm being joined by Daniel and Ben from Age of Ruin. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, dude.
So what age do you do in Age of Ruin?
He shreds.
Tough one, man. You always want to jump on top of each other when you're doing these virtual meetings. So yeah, I play guitar. I'm Daniel. Nice to meet you, Gabe.
Nice to meet you.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm Ben. I yell a whole lot for Age of Ruin. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Nice to meet you, brother.
I do both of those. I do both your jobs in my job, my band. It's not a band job, but
Nice.
So Daniel, how old were you when you started playing guitar?
I was 14, so you got a little bit on me. You're ahead of me on that.
Yeah. I was 10, I think, when I started.
You're 10. I saw you have a Les Paul and a Flying V. You got any other guitars?
I have an Explorer and I have a couple Stratocasters. Do I have any other shapes? I think it's just Strats. I have two acoustic guitars, but
What's your favorite?
Guitar that I have.
Yeah, that you have right now. Like, what's your favorite to play on?
Well, so my favorite would be the Flying V, because it has a Floyd Rose and I can go wow. But it's missing a string right now, and I don't like. I restrung it, but it just the string that I restrung is really buzzy, so I got to get it fixed by one of my friends, something like that. It just I can't play right now, so that is a big downside. So I'd say probably my Les Paul, because the pickups sound amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, and a fair amount of them are used from Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, man, Les Paul is a solid guitar for hardcore, though.
Yeah, they're sick. What year did Age of Ruin start, and were you always in the band?
Age of Ruin started in 1998. I had Ben and I actually met not long after the band started, but neither of us have been in the band the entire time. So
Right.
when we first started, it was myself. I picked up the guitar when I was 14, as we mentioned, but my younger brother started playing bass, kind of like me, followed in, the musical footsteps. So we started this band together and started playing shows, and it ended up meeting Ben in another band that he was in called Apathy. Maybe it was 2004 when we asked Ben to join the band. We started doing a lot more touring and wanted to evolve our sound. And his band had fizzled out a little bit at that point in time, so it sort of made sense.
Yeah. At the time, it was just right,
You said you were in a band called Apathy.
Yeah. I did that. I probably started that when I was around 14 years old, playing guitar, and it was kind of like a metal hardcore band. It was a lot of fun. Out of like Glen Burnie, Maryland.
That's funny. There's that's not far from us. Yeah, there's a Delaware band that's like kind of that same thing, also called Apathy.
Oh yeah.
They're a lot newer though. I
I
think
live in Delaware.
Oh, okay. Nice. So do we. Yeah. Middletown. I forgot.
Okay, well, I'm not that far. I'm in Bethany Beach.
That's yeah, that's down south, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We played Rehoboth recently.
Okay.
I think it was September 27th. It was at Extended Play Records. It was a cool venue.
Awesome.
Great show.
Nice.
Do you have a favorite Age of Ruin song to play live?
I definitely do. It's an older song, but like it's just really fun to play. It's a song called "Bleed for Better Days."
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Gabe, you might relate to this a little bit. On guitar, I actually have a lot more fun playing the songs that are easier to play because it means that I can jump around and thrash around on stage a lot more, and I don't have to worry about my fingers being in the right place. "Believe for Better Days" is one of those songs, and it's a here's a early secret for you to release on your podcast is that song was re-recorded for our new record that's coming out on Friday.
Yeah,
Pretty
Wow.
excited about that.
it's gonna be good.
When this comes out, it'll have been out 2 days. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All
This
right,
is coming
go
out
get
on
it.
Monday,
Yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, go get it. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I also like playing the easier songs because I mean, we did like on all this songs we play are pretty simple. Like I'm way better at rhythm than I am lead. Like I'm not a great lead guitarist. I can't really shred that well. So one time we covered Domination by Pantera.
Oh,
And
nice.
it was really funny. I just like completely butchered the solo live and I was like, oh god. It was hilarious, but whatever.
That's all right.
We still got to play the breakdown. So
Yeah.
That's what people remember. They don't
Yeah.
remember the guitar solo. Trust me.
and I jumped off the trailer for we were like playing on a trailer stage. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like on wheels. It was had like a ramp. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was in a skate park.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. You like catching air, huh? I saw a video of you jumping off of your speaker cabinet.
Yeah.
Do that
Yeah.
while your ankles are still young.
Yeah. Those jumps look cool, man.
Yeah.
Get them in.
Let's see. Oh yeah, have you guys been in any other bands? I know you said Ben, you said you were in Apathy, but
Yeah.
if there's any others.
Other than Apathy, I went on to play for another band that I kind of started singing in, and it called Samadhi, and it was I don't know, kind of like a metal soil workish type band. It's really where I kind of got to experiment yelling and singing a little bit, and yeah, and that's the band Daniel was talking about fizzled out, and that's about the time I
I think we lost him. Well, his connection's coming back. I played in a rock band, like a sort of indie rock band called Jonas in the early 2000s. And then I toured extensively with Damnation AD, which is
Oh yeah.
was a big band in the 90s.
I had Mike on here. We have
Oh, cool.
that. He gave us he gave us like an electric drum set that his daughter had that didn't use much.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nicest guy ever.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's great. Yeah, he's great. Super sweet dude. He's the touring with someone that has that calm energy like that is really pleasant. That's what you want, you know what I mean? So
Yep. His brother Brian McTurner is also awesome. He's in I don't know if you know him. He's in Be Well.
Surely he
He's in
does.
Battery.
yeah, I don't know him as well as I know Mike. But we used to go see Battery play, and those are the bands that I grew up listening to. And they were both DC bands. So in the '90s, when I was young, when I was your age, I was going to hardcore shows in DC, and both of their bands were pretty big. They the guitar player Mike or Ken Holden, who has been in numerous bands as well, is a good friend of mine. We Age of Ruin first went to record with Ken Holden. That's how I ended up meeting a lot of those guys because they were our mentors when we were a young band, and we looked up to them. And they, Damnation sounded great, and we wanted to sound like them. So we went to Ken's recording studio, and Ken and Brian had both opened studios about the same time. I'm not sure why we ended up with Ken instead of Brian with the recording, but it was a really cool experience because he had this great studio in DC called Monster Island, and it had a really big room for the drums, so it sounded really big when we, would do recordings in there.
Wow. Speaking of DC, did you see Bad Brains or Minor Threat? Or are you not that old?
Did you? Sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. I said speaking of DC, did you see Bad Brains or Minor Threat? Or are you not that old?
I saw Bad. You mean have I seen them play before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Bad Brains play. I've never seen Minor Threat. If they did any reunions, and I missed them,
Yeah, I never
but
got
I
to
have
see
seen
them.
Fugazi several times. But Bad Brains was cool. They were cool to see.
Yeah. I wish I mean I know that they're probably not gonna, but if they could do a reunion, that would just be amazing. I want to see that so bad.
Yeah. How about you? Have you ever seen? So you're in Delaware. How far is that from Wilmington?
I mean Wilmington's like 30-ish from us. 30,
So you're
40.
kind of would Philadelphia be the closest like big city? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Philly, we're in between Philly and Baltimore. So if Baltimore's like an hour and a half, Philly's an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, my guitar and bass player, the guitarist and bassist of World of Chaos live in Wilmington.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
There
Um,
was a band out of Wilmington that we played with a lot called Dead and Buried, and they were, uh, I would say they were a little bit more like a heavy, like beatdown sort of hardcore. Um, but we met those guys through Ben, through Apathy. You know, it's amazing how many people you meet through music.
Yeah, right.
Did you go to Gabe? Did you go to? Have you ever been to This Is Hardcore or any of the big shows in Philly?
yeah.
2022.
Yeah, we went to, yeah, we went in 2022.
Cool. Yeah, that's
Yep.
always a good time.
Mhm.
Heck yeah.
So where do you guys live and did you grow up there?
Well, Ben does lives in Delaware, as we covered, and did not grow up there. Where did you grow up,
Yeah.
Ben?
I grew up in Glen Burnie, Maryland, actually. Right outside of Baltimore. I
I grew up in Northern
uh,
Virginia, and I do still live in Northern Virginia, although I live 20 minutes or so away from where I grew up. I'll tell you, it's rare too. Most people will say that a Washingtonian, so someone that lives in the DC area, a native Washingtonian is pretty rare. So it's kind of a cool badge of honor to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know where Sterling, Virginia is?
I do.
Yep.
It's not far
Yeah.
from me. I live in Manassas.
We played we played there in April at Emilio's Pizza.
Yeah, cool.
It was a very cool spot. Um, Apparently the owners didn't even know about the show until like we went to the venue and told them somehow.
Surprise.
So, but they had to like rush order make a bunch of pizzas because like at the shows a ton of people buy pizza.
Yeah, yeah. That's a cool place. April, that might have been one of the earliest, maybe first shows they did at that place, Gabe.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Because they've been pretty open to continuing to do them. It's a really good place for hardcore shows to happen around here. Um, Sad I missed that because I've been to a few of the shows there. I wasn't at that one,
Yeah,
but
kids were
it's
going crazy. We want to go back at some point, so we'll let you know.
Cool,
definitely
man.
yeah.
Yeah. So what was the first punk metal or hardcore show you went to and how old were you?
Mm. First one I went to, I was uh I'm gonna say 13 years old, and it was in a friend of a friend's basement where I seen actually the band that I ended up playing for, Apathy, and a band called Torn Apart. And it was the first experience I ever had with like something outside of the radio, to be honest. It was, and I was obsessed. And Apathy being a local band, I would go see them practice all the time and play guitar. And, I started, like mimicking them, their movements and playing like them. And that's when I got to start playing with them. But yeah, I was, like I said, probably 12 or 13 in that basement seeing that show. That was my first one.
Wow.
So,
Torn apart, man. That's cool.
yeah,
You're doing reunion shows.
I know, man. I gotta see it. I gotta see one of them.
Daniel, how about you?
They're a neighbor of mine, similar sort of situation. A band rehearsed in their basement, but it was like the house across the street and one over. and I would go over there and I was 14. I would listen to them. That was around the time I'd start playing guitar. I was really interested in all this. So their band was called First Offense, and they played the first show I think that they played was at the university, George Mason University near me, and they would have shows at the like the food hall. So that was pretty neat, and it was I was I remember being so young that I had to get rides from my folks to the show, and it was like such a cool thing to step out of the car and be like on my own and be at the show and be around all this music that was like sort of rebellious, you know what I mean? Um, but what was nice about it was, this guy across the street was my neighbor, and he was a kid that was a few years older than me. He ended up playing. So that same guy, his name is Matt Maven. He ended up being the first drummer in Darkest Hour. So that's how we met those guys, and we're still friends with Darkest Hour. Matt now plays in Next Step Up out of Baltimore. You might know them. Really good, like nine. I think they may have started in the '80s even.
Yeah, like late '80s.
'90s hardcore, big in the '90s in Baltimore. Pretty good stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I had
just,
Mike,
go ahead.
however you say
The bomb.
Fleabomb, however you say his
Fly
last
Bomb.
name,
Yeah,
Fleibomb,
Bomb.
on my podcast a couple years ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
He was our producer, so we worked with Mike to record this album that we just finished recording.
Yeah, he's a goof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good dude.
Daniel, how about you? Wait.
So it was
Sorry.
that show, that First Offense show at the George
Oh,
Mason.
wait. For some reason
Yeah,
that was still on the script. My bad.
All good.
Where's your favorite place you've ever toured? For both of you.
And oh, there's so many cool places.
Yeah.
There's like your memories will kind of do a funny thing where eventually you'll sort of shelve all of those, like the really bad memories you're gonna keep forever, right? But you'll shelve all the stuff that was like annoying. You were having a lot of fun that day, whatever. You were uncomfortable, so eventually all that stuff doesn't matter, right? Um, I think it was really cool. I had a lot of fun seeing um, the Pacific Northwest when we were in Northern California and Seattle and Portland in that area, just because the climate was so different, and it was just, for me, I thought it was just a wild thing to be in the same country, you know what I mean? And yet everything is so different, but still feel like it's the same world. It was just a really cool experience. But also, playing uh, New York is a different world. Boston is a different world. You get to these places and you're just like, I can't believe that I'm so close to home. Yeah, things are just so different.
Yeah. We just Oh, I know. Ben, I'll let you go first.
No, I mean, he kind of summed it up. It's funny he mentioned the Pacific Northwest because um one of my favorite places I remember playing, it was in Seattle, and it was just like I remember looking at this big field, and here's this stage, and behind the stage is just cliffs, and it's just the scenery was just beautiful. I mean, it was just like, what the heck is this and I don't know. It's just a beautiful place to play through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
how
mean,
about you?
we just did a weekend in Texas, so I'd say so far that's my favorite place. Out of the shows, I would say San Antonio because we got to go to the Alamo and that was fun.
Heck yeah.
And Pee Wee, I assume you know the movie Pee Wee Herman's. What's the full title?
Big adventure.
Big Adventure. I forgot it.
Yeah.
So you know the bike from that movie?
Yeah. Yeah,
It
dude.
was on display at the Alamo, and there was a little. I hope, police, if you're watching this, skip like 20 seconds ahead. It said do not touch, and I touched it.
You have to, man.
Yeah. So I get to say I've touched Pee Wee Herman's bike.
I want my bike.
That's awesome. So did you play San Antonio?
Yeah.
That's not too far from Austin. Did you play there?
Yeah, we played Dallas. It was technically in Haltom City, but it's basically Dallas.
Sure.
Dallas, San Antonio, then Austin. It's 3 days. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay. Well, so the best show was San Antonio?
Yeah. I think Dallas Dallas was also, I think Austin might have been the worst. They were all fun, but Dallas was also really fun because we played two covers. We played Rise and Fall by Leeway and Behind These Walls, and people were singing along, finger pointing to both of those. But for Rise and Fall, what was it? A guy sung with us on, like, he grabbed the mic and sung the song with us. It was sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's it. Who both those songs are by?
No.
Okay, Rise and Fall by Leeway and Behind These Walls by No Warning.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Leeway's good.
So what's a band you've played with that you're proud to say you've played with?
We played. I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
We've
been
it's not
lucky.
that we can't think of one. That would be almost insulting. So Hatebreed was one. We got to play with Hatebreed in 2005 or something like that. And it was,
God damn. I'm sorry. My cat just ripped ass.
okay. But yeah, we played it cool. They used to do this tour called Stillborn Fest. It's Jamie Josta owns Stillborn Records, and they would do some tours where they would feature all the bands or as many of the bands on that label as they could. So it was just a really cool show. We got featured. We got to add Age of Ruin onto the Maryland date of that. It was Hatebreed, Bane, Stretch Armstrong, One King Down, I think, played that show. It was just really, really awesome. And I remember we played second, and we played the first chord we played, two pits opened up. It was like, I remember looking on stage like, dude, this is the coolest feeling, you know what I mean? To see just the crowd react like that. So that was pretty fun. There was this church in Maryland called St. Andrews that they would do shows at a lot. Ben will remember that place. We played there a bunch. It was just really cool. It had this big hall, and the church was built like, I don't know, like the 1940s or something, but it was built so long ago that they hadn't ever changed the fire code, like how many people were legally allowed to go into the room, like into the building. And so you could actually fit more people in there than probably today that they would allow. So what that meant was it was just insane for hardcore shows. It would just be people just smashed in, and as many people as you could fit in the room, and they're just wild shows. So it was really magical while that lasted.
Yep. Ben, it's Hatebreed, your answer too?
Yeah, Hatebreed's definitely one of them. Other than Stretch Armstrong.
Didn't somebody play some cool shows like the Jacksons?
As I Lies Dying, that guy, played one of their shit, we did play some Jack shows. Yeah. I mean, as far as a favorite, I don't know if I have an absolute favorite because again, we've been very lucky to play with some amazing musicians, and so there's too many to list one, I think. I could try to drop big names, but like it's just as far as favorites, man. There like I'll say this: there was this band Endicott that we played a little tour with, or we did a little tour with for a week, and out of all the times I've been out, those guys, like I guess like the brotherhood, the bond that's just built, touring with them guys, that's that was one I'll always remember.
Age of Ruin was on the Warp Tour for a few years, and so I mean, technically, you could say that we played with Rancid,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean,
like
like I
rock.
made sure I caught like no My Chemical Romance every day, Newfound
Yeah.
Glory, May. I was out there like making sure I'm Coheed and Cambria, watching all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that was a wild time. But the thing is, with those big festival tours, is that you don't get to know. I think a lot of what Ben was sort of explaining is like when you tour with just one band or a couple bands, and you do a lot of dates with them, you really get to know the
Yeah.
individuals. You get to like build friendships and stuff. So some of those big festivals, there's just so many people, and it's overwhelming. And sometimes you just want to kind of get a little bit of quiet, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so we've had a lot of really good opportunities though. World of Chaos. What's your favorite band you played with so far?
Oh, DRI for sure.
Oh, DRI.
Yeah.
Heck
That
yeah.
must have been good.
Yeah.
You want to tell them the story?
Yeah.
Was it in Baltimore?
Frederick.
Wait, what story?
The story that happened that night.
Oh, well, that's not what I was talking about. I was just playing from.
I know. Frederick,
Yeah,
Maryland.
Maryland.
yeah.
611.
Wake
What
up.
was it? Wait, what were we
Yep.
talking about? Oh, DRI, yeah.
611 club.
Yeah.
Cafe 611.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spike was sick and wasn't able to play the show. He was in the hospital for kidney stones, so they needed a guitarist. So I filled in on guitar.
Hell yeah,
Did I miss
dude.
anything?
Yes, that really happened.
Yeah, it was
You
crazy.
played the whole set?
7
awesome.
songs, right?
Yeah, and then the guitarist of the band that was on tour with them, Paralysis, he did like three or
Four.
four songs. Then the guitarist of one of the other openers did one song.
Man, that's so cool.
Heck yeah.
Do you have that on video?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll send it to you.
yeah, it was
Nice.
And
crazy.
then the next night,
Oh yeah, I played guitar in Philly for like half the set. It was great.
the next night. So they asked him to
Awesome.
come back the next night. So they didn't have to
Yeah.
show. So he played 2 shows with DRI, which is nuts.
Yeah,
You must have really impressed them.
Yeah, man. That's
Or they're
awesome.
just really, really desperate. It was a combination of both.
it was great. Yeah, it was nuts.
You know what? Sometimes it's right place, right time. You know.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
But
Yeah,
if
he-
you
he
hadn't
was
been there,
always-
they wouldn't have been able to play. So I mean, you saved the day, right?
Kurt gave him a bunch of merch.
Yeah, it's payment.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
So what was your favorite movie or TV show when you were my age?
Okay, so I had to look this up because I didn't remember what was out then, and so that would have been the early '90s. Seinfeld was out then. Friends was out. I don't remember really watching that stuff though. Um, I will tell you what, I remember this, and it's what's funny about it is I wasn't even like a big fan, but my younger brothers were really into wrestling, like Hulk Hogan and all of that. So we would watch that stuff, and it was like super entertaining, and we actually got to go see that live one time. So that was kind of fun. Um, Ben, do you remember what was your favorite show back then?
Favorite show? No, I mean like, yeah, no, man. I know I had to start thinking about like movies that came out then. You know.
Yeah, let's see. Law and Order was out. Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
I mean, like we all watched Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Everybody did.
Yeah, that was
But
good.
I wasn't really like I guess too much on TV shows. At that age I was I mean like still to this day I watch tons and tons of cartoons. I love cartoons. Um so it was like any cartoon that was on then I was watching. Other than that, I was like huge in the movies. Anything that was like,
Mm,
sci-fi type stuff, I
Alien.
still like alien movies, like stuff like that. Even the superhero movies and things like that. So, but but yeah, then 93, something like I don't know. Yeah, I can't even think of anything, but it was probably a cartoon.
Are you into South Park?
What's that?
Are you into South Park?
I watched a little bit. I never got crazy into it, but I mean, like, I do turn it on and hilariously laugh, like when I watch it.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to figure out if this came out. I want to say it might have been more like 95 or so, but when we were that age, Beavis and Butthead was big on TV, and that
Yeah.
dude, Beavis and Butthead was where we learned about metal and stuff. I mean, it was there was a show. Gabe, you probably have seen Headbangers Ball because Jamie Josta brought it back maybe 10 years ago or something. But back when we were young, there was a dude named Ricky Rackman that ran Headbangers Ball, and so
Yeah.
you would never get to see. Man, this is all coming back now. MTV was what we watched. Duh.
Yeah.
So we watched MTV because you get to see music videos and find out about music because there was no Spotify, there was no internet. You know what I mean? So you'd watch MTV, and in order to find music that we were into, the popular stuff would run all day long, but Headbangers Ball would come on at like 11 or something in the
Yeah. It was
evening.
like 10 or 11 at night.
Yeah, and then so you could that then you they would play White Zombie and they would play like
Uh,
Pantera
yeah. I
and
remember
you know
seeing an Earth Crisis video.
oh cool. So then Beavis and Butthead was like a cartoon. It was kind of like South Park, but and these guys would watch TV and they were way into metal. You know what I mean? So we found out about a lot of really good music there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beavis and Butthead is great.
Yeah.
It all was on it. You know them? Sick of it all.
I was sick of it all. Yeah. Yeah.
They were on Beavis and Butthead once. I saw the episode. Not when it aired, of course, but
That's awesome.
yeah. So if you tell your 13-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
Be patient with people. You know, I really pride myself on being a patient person today, but I don't think I always was. And I think that one thing that's really important is to understand that you don't know what other people are going through or what they've experienced that day. Some people you may run into someone without being able to see it on their face, they may be having a very hard day, and their response to you might come across as being harsh or unjustified. You know, they may just have like heard something really sad or they may have been hurt somehow. So, just being patient with people I think is really important. And that really goes a long way with being a musician because you have to let everyone who you play music with um, be ready to do it, right? You can't force it or else it just doesn't work. So how
Yeah.
about you,
Um,
Doug?
and
Uh, yeah. Patience is a good one. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with patience. I'm gonna, just stick with what Daniel said because
With you being a guitar player, Ben, you
yeah,
started playing guitar young too.
yeah.
Is there anything that you would do differently having here's what I would say, like looking back. I wish I had practiced all of the technique and scales and everything that they tell you, like the very basics.
Hmm.
I picked up the guitar and just started learning chords and then figured things out kind of on my own. But I was trained musically long before that. I played the piano. It wasn't until I probably spent 15 years playing guitar before I started connecting all of that
Yeah.
and learning how to read music on the and apply it to the guitar. Because I could read music, but I would never say, "Here's a G note, here's an F note." You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think all of that is really, really important, and it will make you an enormously better musician if you study that stuff.
nice. Well, anything else to add? Anything else to add before we wrap it up? Sorry, I cannot speak right now. I'm so tired.
All right, good. But no, man, I appreciate you having us here. You know, I
Yeah, this is really
anytime we
cool.
get to, talk about the music is awesome. We do what we love. And yeah.
Yeah, I think this is really cool. I love that you're doing this podcast, and it's a really awesome way for you to be able to make connections and network with other musicians. So speaking of which, we have a record coming out this Friday, which this show will be out after that. But we will be doing quite a lot of touring and promoting behind this record, so it'd be really cool to share the stage with you. So let's try to hook up World of Chaos on a Major Bruin bill sometime soon.
Yeah. Then pick show us up one.
Mhm.
Philly or
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Philly or Baltimore. Or if you guys are.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we'll make that happen.
Thanks to
Thank you.
Thanks to Daniel and Ben for joining me today, and thanks to all of you for watching and listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Until next week, bye.
See you guys.